It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that the success of any corporation depends on satisfying its customers better than the competition. At Norand, we call this unequaled customer satisfaction. The elements are fairly common sense. It's the quality of our products, it's the performance of our products, it's the delivery of services along with our products, it's shipping on time, it's correct billing. So it's all those things that our customers think are important.
Clearly see each target, carefully take aim, and keep an eye on excellence we emphasize.
Our focus at Norand clearly is to provide our customers with unequaled customer satisfaction. All of our efforts are aimed at providing that one single goal. That's what our key success depends on.
Focus on the team, Norand. Keep your mind on the job and the goal at hand. Focus on the things we do, new solutions coming through. The vision of Norand, focus on the prize.
We had a group of about 6 bakery accounts that came to us in the fall of '86, and they had enough interest in Norand to see Norand be successful that they voiced their concerns. And I remember that first meeting, we were in a room and we started writing down all the things wrong with Norand on a flip chart, and it filled the room. And from that, it's grown to here today in Vail. At our summer user meeting, we have over 57 companies represented from the retail industry, the industrial, the route accounting industry, the DSD industry, in other words. And I think the great thing about it is the users will drive our company improvement. It's very easy to put together product development programs, support programs, service programs. All a company has to do is listen to the user groups.
I've been coming to them since the inception 5 years ago. And when we started, there were 5 of us, and there's over 80 here now. So I think it's done the users, I think, an awful lot of good just to get together and be able to talk about what's going on. In the past, when I had the problems, I made them very clear to Norand. And through forums like this, they've instituted a lot of the things that we've requested that they change. And it just worked out well over the years.
I feel that Norand has been quite responsive to our suggestions. Many times we had little roundtable discussions of the problems that we had with their equipment and what we would like to see improved with their equipment. Much of the new equipment that you see coming out is from that feedback that we've given them over the last 6 years. We have worked with other people that have just said, well, here's the way you should do it because this is how we do it. They aren't willing to listen to us or work with us or provide products that would help meet our needs. Those vendors we don't work with anymore.
I've met and dealt with the upper management and the team at Norand. Now, in addition, I've been down to the Tustin maintenance facility and worked with some of the people that are actually handling the work there. And so I've seen both the upper management and the guys that make the day-to-day happen. And they're organized, they're committed. There are times where I'm sure they're frustrated, and sometimes that shows. But in all, Norand tends to be a very strong company. And I think that given the business climate and enough customers, Norand will grow and be as competitive as anyone else in the industry. They've got the team to do it.
This filter are these barriers to communication so that we can achieve.
I don't think it's one individual. I think it's the user group. I think it's the strong team commitment at Norand, listening to that group.
Well, working in teams class is designed to take a team who's working on a process improvement project or a project to try to improve service or the quality of our products to customers, and take that team, and at the start of their project we want to help them work together as a team. And we think there's certain skills that they need in order to be able to do that. We teach them, we encourage them to become better listeners, to listen to each other, which is a sign of respect, which helps build self-esteem among team members. We try to teach them how to ask questions so that they can get the information that they need to improve their process. We found that if you plan your process, the way you're going to approach a problem before you jump into it, that it's much more effective than skipping the whole planning phase and jumping in and just start doing the task.
By pulling together all of the people that we have, we're providing more than just hardware, more than just a piece of software. We're providing expertise, we're providing knowledge, we're providing enthusiasm. I'm extremely excited about what I've seen happen in the last day and a half. I see people interacting, I see people with ideas, I see a team coming together.
In fact, when I became aware of the Norand commitment to the TQC program, I felt that was going to be a program that would help further our relationship with Norand. We, as a company, have maintained high service levels with our customers, and as a result, we've developed a certain expectation of how we should be treated as customers. And I see Norand taking the positive steps towards developing that type of relationship.
They are a tremendously strong, people-oriented company. They have people there that if they tell me something, I believe it. As to this is why this is why this works and why it doesn't work. Their equipment has become more solid from the time we started to the time we are at this point, and they have progressed with us.
Technology being what it is, each vendor is going to have strengths and weaknesses in its hardware offset by strengths and weaknesses in the next vendor. And it all kind of washes out. Everybody's piece of iron is going to work. So when you go past that, the thing that really is going to make a difference is the company that can provide support when you've got a problem or you've got a question or you've got something you're not quite sure how to do, that you have someone you can call and can give you very proactive consulting advice on this is what you really ought to do.
We are installing a system which in and of itself is very simple, but it's going to prove to be a very powerful tool for Norand in customer support. With the call management system, I can get a much quicker sensitivity, because after I hear about a conversation in which a question or complaint has been raised, we can do a keyword search on that complaint throughout all of the conversations been held with the customers, and we might find that instead of that just happening once here at product support, that same question has been posed a dozen or 24 times over the last 2 weeks throughout our communication network. That would be significant enough then to assign an engineering team to go evaluate what is a complaint, what's the cause of the complaint, and effect a corrective action. I think it'll mean two things to the customer. First of all, the need that he has will be satisfied more quickly and may even be somewhat satisfied before he recognizes the need. And secondly, the customer will find that he does not have to search as hard in the company to find somebody to understand what he's talking about.
You call the salesman or call the technician at the local office, and bang, they're either out the next day or they solve it for you over the phone. You know, you want something, you've got it. You know, to that extent, they really do a super job.
Every month, we interview 40 to 50 customers. We have an independent agency that does the interviews. Those are written up in the form of a profile. They come into Cedar Rapids and they're analyzed by a management team. So what we can do is we can take this information and over the course of time, it becomes statistically significant, and we can see what are the corporate improvement programs that need to be driven to improve those measures that most impact our customers, those that they feel impact them and those that they vocalize.
You have to, when you're driving a total quality commitment program, you have to focus on your customer. And your customer's voice is the one that sets the tone for your business. And the only way that we can improve our relationship and improve our customer satisfaction
is to be out understanding exactly what his expectations are and then managing the expectations to perceived performance gap.
What we really wanted was an 80-column printer that would make standard 8.5 by 11 invoices. Nobody offered it in a portable mode at that point. So we went to 3 vendors. One was Norand, which was our current vendor. We also talked to Fujitsu, and we also talked to Telzon. Telzon took a printer off the shelf and basically put it in a suitcase. Would not survive in the hostile environment. Fujitsu came back with a printer that was really a rock, but it was too expensive. Norand came back with a reasonably priced printer that had some real coups as far as we thought in engineering. Many times Norand would come out and we'd meet with our engineers, or we'd go out there and they'd say, no, it's impossible, we can't do that. And next week they'd come back with a solution. And many times it was better than what we had hoped for to begin with.
The concept of teams and TQC is that it's going to drive Norand to new levels of customer satisfaction we never could achieve before. What it does is it gets every individual in Norand to take that ownership for their job and gives them the ability to make change. Before, and this is historic in American companies, people were asked to leave your brains at the door. When you get a team involvement, you're saying, bring them inside, and let's use those, and let's get that energy into the company. And that's what the power of teaming will do for Norand.
Clearly see each target.
We feel that really the connection between ourselves and Norand, the engineering staff, during the development of this printer was tremendous. We felt like we had a great impact on it, like they listened to what we wanted to say. However, they weren't just going off and doing things to please us. They wanted to make the best product for them. And it worked out really well. I think the result is what's on the street now.
Well, I think they listen to the customer. Every customer has something about their system that's different than everybody else's. We went over everything that we wanted to get done, put it down in writing so everybody knew and understood what it was and knew what we expected. We haven't had any problems getting those types of situations taken care of.
I would say today, the relationship between myself, General Foods, Kraft Corporation, dealing with Norand, we have formed a partnership that I don't know of too many other corporations that have formed this type of partnership. And I think that through forming the partnership that we did develop, we were able to accomplish what we accomplished.
I've lived in the East Coast, I've lived in the South, and the Iowa workforce is committed to driving improvements. I think it comes from the work ethics of the farm, the home environment, and teaming is natural for most people at Norand. I think the success factor for Norand will be greater. We have a literate workforce. They eagerly take on responsibility. Matter of fact, they want you to get out of the way so they can be responsible for their jobs. And that makes TQC an exciting and a positive aspect at Norand.
The marriage between Campbell Taggart and Norand is pretty strong at this point. And I hope it continues to grow in the future. And I'm sure that it will, the way things are headed.
Focus on the team, Norand. Keep your mind on the job and the goal ahead. Any place, any task, any time you need, just ask the vision of Norand.
I'm a happy user. I'm a happy customer. I'm a happy customer. My management's happy. My company's happy.
Focus on the